there, observers! This is Taiwan Observer, and we're back with another episode of Chatty Bow Bow. This time in the car, we've got Mayur from Mayur Indian Kitchen. Yeah, I bet all of you have been there at least once. I know I have.
That's right. Mayur is a tycoon of Indian restaurants.
No.
Definitely.
It's overhyped, I think. There are many good restaurants here.
Yes, there are many Indian restaurants, but you're definitely one of the major ones. Okay, guys, so let's stick to the same format that we were running with last time. And first, we're going to begin in Mandarin. Next time, we're going to use some other languages, but we're going to tell you all about that later. So, first of all...
But before we begin, guys, let me just let you know exactly what's going to go down today. First off, we're going to be interviewing Mayur here in a little bit in Chinese, and then right after that, that'll take about 5 minutes, and we're going to go into his first location of the day, and we'll show you his Indian restaurant over there. This is Mayur Indian Kitchen number 3. Is that right, Mayur?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
This is a vegetarian restaurant.
First off, we'll show you the vegetarian Mayur Indian Kitchen. After that, we'll be going down to Mayur Indian Kitchen number 6, and then
2,
and then
5.
So we've got 4 different restaurants for you guys to check out today. So stick around, help us ask a couple of good questions if you can, and then we will be asking those questions later when we get to our final location. So, Joseph, take it away.
Oh, I'm taking it away. So, 欢迎我们会说国语的观众们。今天我们的贵宾就是Mayur有印度餐厅的 Mayur。Alright, Mayur， 你有没有中文名字？
我的中文名字是马悠悠。
马悠悠。
因为我的印度话的名字听起来是差不多中文的马悠悠，因为我的印度话名字是马佑。
啊，
对，
我了解。大家应该知道还有一个很有名的台湾人叫马悠悠。
对。
对。
他很有名的，对。
好像都是我不晓得，好像都是好像是 actor 还是？
他是 cellist， is a musician。
哦，这是 musician。
He's a musician, yes. He's American Taiwanese musician.
好，那这些问题的时候就是基本的问题。你在台湾最喜欢的地方就是在哪里？
我喜欢整个台湾，还是最漂亮，我觉得是花莲跟垦丁，这是我最喜欢的地方，在台湾。对，
了解，我也很喜欢花莲。那台湾的食物还习惯了吗？对，
我好喜欢有一些台湾的料理，就是我觉得很特别的，还有还蛮好吃的。
哦，真的？那你最爱吃的台湾的食物是什么？
最爱的是比较那个玩那个宵夜吃的那个 steam 那个蒸的那个东西。都如果说那个包子啊，
汤包哈，
对，汤包还是
汤包真的好吃。
对，
就是丁峰这个类的，我忘记了那个餐厅的名字，但是对。然后那如果说你要拿印度的跟台湾的食物来比一下，你觉得哪一个食物是比较好吃的？哪一个料理是比较好吃的？
当然我是印度人，吃印度的比较好吃的，还是我觉得台湾的也是很不错，就是很蛮多东西是非常好吃，还有很特别的，还有跟印度有点不一样，因为印度料理的部分就是我们油还有香料很多，是台湾的部分就是很少有这么多那个油的东西，
对，就是台湾的食物是比较不一样，
比较
简单吧。那你看你们都发现了他的国语讲的真的很棒，真的很标准。那你住台湾多久了呢？
我来台湾差不多这是第14年 ，almost 11 years。
第11年，
对，
跟我一样。但是对啊，
对，也跟我一样。
你们也是来11年，哇。
对。 Okay, well, this is we're switching now to English, and a very important question: how on earth have you ended up on this island?
Oh, it's a quite long story. I used to be, like you can see, I'm a chef,
Yeah.
and I used to work for different brands, different hotels, many big brands in different countries, and I've been to like I used to travel a lot because of my job, and then one of my friend, he told me to that someone wants to start up some restaurants here in Taiwan. And in Taipei, actually, I came here just to help someone for a short time, and then I came to know, like, first time I came to know about Taiwanese people, and from that time I really loved the country, and I saw that Taiwanese people are also very generous and very kind, humble people. So even though I had some contracts and some things in my hand outside Taiwan, but I went back and then I just closed down and packed my bags and came back to Taiwan for a startup. And I started here from a small restaurant. When I came to Taiwan, it was like my situation was not very good when I came to Taiwan. Yeah, but that's how I ended up in Taiwan.
I see. So,
You told us yesterday that you actually arrived in Taiwan with $100 in your pocket. Is that true?
Yes, because I had a lot of because of some issues in my family, and I belong to the lower middle class family in India, and we had many medical issues in our home country with my mom that time, and I used to work for a good company, but my salaries and everything just went to all the pay of all the medical bills and everything. And when I came to Taiwan, I saw that the medical system here is really good, and also it's not quite expensive, just like any other countries. So actually it also motivated me to come to Taiwan. And that's true that when I came here I only had $100 I think in my pocket. Yeah, that's how I started here looking for a job, and then I started many things on my own here. Yeah, it took long time to reach here.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. So, thanks for sharing us a little bit of your journey here. So, obviously, your journey has ended up with all of these restaurants that we're going to go check out tonight. So, how about we get out the car and go check out the first one? Does that
Sure.
sound good?
Yeah, most welcome.
All right, guys, we're going to get out and we're going to go check out exactly what Mayur has built here in Taiwan. So just 1 second, we'll be getting out here at MIK3, the vegan or vegetarian restaurant. That's right.
This restaurant is like 5 years old, and this few months back, because now we already have 7 branches to give a good option for the vegetarian and the vegan people. We renovate this restaurant into a pure vegetarian and vegan restaurant where you could have many Indian food, and I think from the north and the south and other part of the countries, and you could get all those vegetarian and vegan things here at the one place. And I think it helps because I also changed myself into a vegetarian and a vegan, so I thought that we should do something for the community and for the vegetarian people to let them know more about the vegetarian and the vegan cuisine and how it is good for our body and also for this world. That's very important, I think.
Well, that's amazing. We'll get more into the food and what you think about food in Taiwan in a bit. Let's go over to the restaurant and check that out first.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're just getting out. We're going to go head over to the restaurant and we're going to check out Mayur Indian Kitchen number 3. That's right here. All right, here we go. As you can see, it says on the right here, it's the vegetarian branch. This is where we're going in first.
So yeah, as you can guys see, this is a very like all of Mayur's places are very, very fancy places, and this is one of those very nicely decorated places. Just have a look at that.
Oh, great. How about you show us around?
Yeah, sure. This restaurant, as I said, like 5 years old, and this location you can see is a dark place. Like on our left, it's a Shingson Bridge, and there is a coffee shop and nothing else. And also on our right, it's a parking. parking space for many cars, so it's just like a dark street. So when I open up here, many people said like this is a dark lane and you're not going to be successful here. It's very difficult. But I think if you do the good cuisine, you have good food with you, you have good intention of doing business. Taiwanese people or the local community here, the foreigners, and those people who really care about the good food, they would never let you down. That's very important, I think.
Great. Excellent. Let's go in. We're going to go in and check it out, guys. So far, I'm enjoying it. How about you? Let us know if you have any questions about any of the restaurants while we're inside them. All right. Check out the decor, friends.
And then we have second floor as well, and the kitchen is in the B1.
Oh, the kitchen's in the basement, and there's a second floor as well. Check that out. A nice spiral staircase for you guys. So what?
Yep, you can see like here so many kind of lentils, spices, which we use in our food.
Oh, that's a very interesting decoration choice. Every time I come to this restaurant, I always catch myself staring at these jars and wondering what's in them.
And here are the fresh spices which we use in our food. Like you can see, there are so many kind of spices. It's a whole spices and also the powder one, which we use while we cook the food.
Check it out. They've got the fresh spices lined up, so you know the spices are fresh.
Yeah, I think
amazing.
That's very important. That's the key thing in the Indian food, that if we are cooking the Indian food, the quality of ingredients, the quality of spices, it really matters a lot, because we really care about this thing, that whatever we are eating, because we are also eating the same food, and whatever anyone else are eating, it must be healthy, because it matters a lot for us that whoever is our customer, or doesn't matter if they are not even a customer, for anyone who is eating at a restaurant, they must be fed well, and of course with a good quality ingredients, because ingredients matters a lot for a good dish. That's important.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a quick question here.
Okay.
Do you have a restaurant near Hsinchu? You do, right?
Yeah, we just opened like 3 months back. We have a restaurant which is called Mayur Indian Kitchen, MIK7. It's on the Chube. Near to, Chube and Hsinchu is almost together, so you can count it in Hsinchu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's near to the highway, and it's one of the most prime location. And there are many big restaurants are lined up there, so you could easily find out on Google.
Oh, very cool. Okay, guys, we're going to go back into the car, and we're going to do the rest of our interview. All right. Can we say hi to your chefs?
Yeah, sure. This is the
Hey.
tandoori oven.
Hey, we've got a tandoori oven over here, guys. Check it out. Whoa. So all of your restaurants have these tandoori ovens, right? Wow, I've never seen inside one.
It's a charcoal thing, and we cook inside the oven all the breads and the roasted things, and the temperature is quite high, so of course it has the flavor and aroma of charcoal, and also because the temperature is really high, so there is no question of bacteria or any contamination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's very important about the cuisine. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for giving us a look at the tandoori oven there. All right, guys, we're getting back into the car, and we're heading off to our next location on the list here today. So, just bear with us for a second as we get back into our chatty bow vehicle. That's right, chatty bow. We've even got a sticker on our vehicle, so you know we're legit. Thank you very much, kind sir. Whoa.
Okay.
All right, back in the car, off to our next location. Which one are we seeing next, guys? We're going to
Mayur Indu Chufang Sonjianglu is MIK6,
All right.
which is just opposite to this location. And the reason of opening, many of my friends also said like why these two restaurants are too close. But the concept, I think, is different. The MIK6 belongs to those people who want to eat meat, who wants to have shisha, who wants to have drinks, alcohol, or I think that's the only Indian restaurant which is open until so late, until midnight. And even on the weekends, you could have Indian meal at like almost like 2 or 3 a.m. So I think both of the restaurant has very different theme and concept, and I love to do different themes and different concept at each MIK because all the Mayur Indian kitchens are different. We don't serve the same kind of food and the same kind of prices. Even the ambience, we try to make it different. We try to do more regional, just besides like, because we have many states, we have many kind of cuisine in India, not only the north or south, but we have many small regions in India where the food, like many, I think because we have so many kind of people, we have so many kind of states, we have many kind of spices, so we have a lot of varieties for the vegetarians, for the non-vegetarians, for the people who love different kind of food. So I think that makes easier for us to give a lot of variety to the people.
Oh, great! That's amazing. I think personally, I've been to quite a few of your restaurants, and honestly, I really love your food. It's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but let's get into a little bit more about the business itself. How exactly was your journey coming into Taiwan and starting this business? You told us you started out with a night market stand, and then
Yeah, when I came to Taiwan, I used to work for a small company, and from there I learned about from the Taiwanese people also that because I personally feel that I've been to many countries, and Taiwanese people are hardworking but also very humble. Meanwhile, so I learned one thing from them. This like I could start my own business, or at least a small things to start up, because I think small steps helps you to understand the market, and also what are their eating habits, also the culture, also the spending, like about the local night market kind of things. So that's how I started, like, because I didn't have much capital with me to spend. I think on the right side.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
go around.
Okay, so that's how I started. Like, I opened a small stall in Chile night market, just to understand all those things, and also I didn't have that much cash to start up for a big startup or a restaurant. So I started a small takeaway shop in Chile night market. It was just above the Holiday KTV, if I remember correct, on Jiheru. And then, because I didn't have much experience about the night market, I was just a chef. So things didn't go well in the beginning, and I had to close down, I think, only in 2 months. And after that, I again sat down and I found out what was wrong and what went wrong with the business, and also the eating habits of the local people or the foreign community, and many other things. And then I found that the pricing was very high. In night market, usually people don't want to spend that much, and they want, like, they could not eat rice and a curry, while because usually people see around and they walk with friends, so they have something like easy bite just to going around. So then I started a different concept from there, and I started selling breads from tandoori oven there, and many other things. And that's how from there I went to and set a first Mayur Indian kitchen in 2011. And from 2011 till now, 2018, every year we are doing one Mayur Indian kitchen. With, as I said, we are trying to bring a lot of regional food, not only the vegetarian or non-vegetarian or halal, but also because we have a lot of states, we have a lot of different kind of people, we have a lot of different kind of flavors in our country. So we are trying to bring all those one by one with each different MIK.
excellent. And on that note, we have just arrived at another location, another MIK location. So why don't we go inside and check it out a little bit? This is MIK 6, the live house. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a live.
What's different about
because
this location?
this location, as I said, we have Indian food. We have meat. We have each kind of meat. Like usually what happens if you go to Indian restaurant, you couldn't find out beef or pork or those things because generally people have conception that Indian people doesn't eat beef or pork. That's true, but not everyone in India doesn't eat beef and pork. There are many people, there are Muslim community who eats beef. There are people from the northeast who eat a lot of pork. So it's a mix-up of many small communities, or you could say the many small countries into a big country, and that's how we are doing things differently. And this location is known for meats, for a lot of alcohol, a lot of cocktails, live music, and shisha. This is also a part of our culture. So in this location in MIK6, we just try to bring everything here now.
And this one is open until 12, right?
Yeah, this one is open until midnight, almost every day. They don't have any off. And on the weekends, we are open until 3 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's go inside and check this one out as well, guys. All right, we're going to be checking out a total of 4 restaurants tonight. This is the second one on our list, and we will be here for just a little while. All right, here we go, outside. Thank you very much for opening the door. If you guys were watching Chatty Chatty Bao Bao 2 weeks ago when we had Keone Everington on.
Yeah, Keone came here.
Yeah, this is where we came
Hi,
to
Keone,
check
if you're
it
looking
out.
at this video, you remember? Yeah, they hang you up and just like didn't kill you.
Let's check it out. All right. This has got an amazing spot outside. You can come and sit outside if you want.
Yeah, this is all the Indian things, and we imported from India for our guests. And you could see that these are all sittings for like somewhat you can see in a palace or an Indian style of palace. And yeah, this is for outside people who can smoke or who would enjoy the shisha or the alcohol, something. They can sit outside and they can have their food or the shisha as well.
Oh, great. Wow, check this place out,
So
guys.
see that here also have tandoori ovens, but these are the more modern style tandoori ovens. Yeah.
Wow, check out those tandoori ovens. You can see them making the food right there.
And these all sculptures you can see, statues. This all we import from India, and we have shisha on that side.
Oh, I like the LEDs on the window there as well.
Yeah, because as I said, like we do different concept. So these all are created by us. We don't actually we design our restaurant by ourselves. So it always whenever we open MIK, it always takes us like 3 months to 6 months doing all the homework. And this restaurant it took a lot of time because most of the paintings are done by us. It's not by the professional painter. It's by us. So you could see many paintings here.
Oh,
a lot
wow.
of decorations around here.
Oh wow, that's super awesome. So
Even
you
this
got
lady is made by
you made the lady on the wall?
yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
that's cool. Very cool. A little piece of Mayur in his own kitchen. There you go.
Because
Sexy
I
lady.
love to do.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about the cocktails? Last time we came here, we spoke to the guy behind the bar.
We serve here all the international cocktails, mocktails, because
Yeah.
in India what happens is there is a big market for people who doesn't drink alcohol, especially the women's. So we have a lot of mocktails and cocktails, which has Indian flavors, which has Indian spices, which is very popular in India, but not many people know about it. So we try to bring those mocktails and cocktails in our restaurant as well. Yeah. So if you are having a mojito, you could have maybe you have tried many kind of Singapore sling or mojito, but you never tried with spices. You could come this place to have those things with spices.
Oh, so you guys add a little bit of Indian spice.
Yeah, we just
that
give it an
flavor.
Indian touch in all those drinks. And if you try that one with or the shisha or with the food, it's a very different feeling, I think.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Great. Well, guys, let's take one quick look at this location. One last look.
There is a nice music video being displayed there. This is some traditional or
Also that the channels are all Indian.
traditional Indian channel.
So if you have interest in Bollywood here it is. We shows many live shows and also the movies here and the Bollywood things, of course. Please.
This is great. This is great
Let's
music.
take a look. Lots of space to have events, guys. You can come here to have an event. You can contact Mayur and he will be happy to do some events with you.
Yeah, you can have some good time here.
Let's go say hi to the bartender. Hi, hello.
I saw at the time of the Kioni, the bartender got nervous and he just forgot to tell those things. And I asked him why you didn't say about those things that we are serving those Indian drinks. But he said, oh, because I saw the camera and my mind got jammed. So I want to improve it, that we have many cocktails. We have many mocktails. The same guy, he's from India and he really makes those things very nice. I can bet on that.
Oh, great. Awesome. So there you got it. You got a real Indian bartender making you real Indian drinks, guys. So you better come over and check it out. Let's get back into the car, guys, and we're going to go over to our next location.
The next location being MIK2. Next location being MIK2. That's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the traffic and depending on the Google Maps.
All right, guys, let's get back into our car and go. Off to the next location. All right.
Guys, before we move on, we saw poor Mayur drinking his own drink of choice, which was, I guess, water. But we've got something extra for you. This is an extra drink that we've been promoting, Timberg, and this time we've got something even more special. This is apple raspberry mint. Apple raspberry mint. Here we go.
Thank you very much.
It's very, very good European drink.
Wow.
Yeah, drink that, and there is like a little elbow holder. You can put it there, and then.
I think you gave it to Keone as well, right?
He had different one. He only had apple mint.
That's good.
Yeah, let me swing this open for you, and you can be like a VIP.
Thank you.
Right then, let's move on to MIK2. Here we go, setting off to MIK2.
All right, MIK2 coming up.
MIK2, here we come.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining us on our show. This is episode 2 of season 2 of Chatty Chatty Bao, and just to let you know what's going down, we're going to be going to our next location. After the next location, we'll be going to one more location. So stick with us as we check out 4 of the 7 restaurants owned by Mr. Mayur over here. So, talking about staying in Taiwan for a long time and doing business here, what would you say would be some of the hardest parts about doing business here in Taiwan as a foreigner specifically?
I think there are many loopholes are there for if you are doing a business here in Taiwan. There are many things which are, as a foreigner, it's quite challenging for you to have a startup, and the biggest thing is the language issue, the language barrier. I think if you don't know much, if you can't speak Mandarin, and if you don't have much knowledge about like how Chinese people behaves, so it will be very difficult for you to communicate with them, and also to understand the local rules, the local rituals, the local happenings, and it will be difficult for you to set up the business. So if you want to set up a business here in Taiwan, make sure you at least know some basic Chinese. Even though Taiwanese people are really very helpful, the system here, the departments, they want to help you, but they only could help you if you also understand a bit of Chinese. And I think if you asked me this question many years back, I would say it was really a big deal. But I think now these days the government is really pulling hard things, and they are trying to translate many of their websites, many things. I would like to mention one person here, my friend Elias. He has written a book called How to Start Up a Business in Taiwan. I think every foreigner must read that book, and also I think it has a lot of information about starting up a business here. And I think that's the thing. He has mentioned many things. For my own experience, the second thing I think first is language barrier, and the second is it's almost many of the bankers here. They do not provide much loans. Like as I said, I had only $100 when I came to Taiwan. So if just imagine if on that time I wanted to go for a big restaurant, it was impossible for me to start something bigger. So yeah, I actually spent a lot of time in night market and also other jobs to earn some money to start a small business. But that's true that I spent almost like 14 to 18 hours like in a job and also in the night market to earn some extra money and to start up the business. So if someone wants to doesn't want to go that hard, you could easily ask for a bank loan. But I think many of the bank or tellers, they don't much know about the laws, or they just simply say if you're asking for a loan. But I think I never heard about, or as per my personal knowledge, I never heard such laws that a foreigner could not have a bank loan. But also as per my experience, I found that it's very difficult for a foreigner to get a bank loan here, or maybe a big financial assistance from the bank, or maybe these days easier because I these few years I did not try with the government, but before, yeah, it was. So after that, I think as a chef, it's very difficult to find, maybe because we don't have much Indian community here who are good chefs or cooks. Maybe we have some, but they are like housewives, or they have their own business. I think we still are lacking of many chefs here in Taiwan, and also the professional skilled people. Doesn't matter even they are Taiwanese or Indian or from non-Indian people. I think end of the day, it's connected to each other. If many of the foreigners would come to Taiwan, they will live here. If the environment, the standards of living, the laws for it will be favorable for foreigners. Many people would love to come here, and they love to spend time here with their families. But here are many things which actually I must mention about, like when my father came to Taiwan, I had to take them always to go to Hong Kong for like every 6 months, just to get the visa and come back. So my father has a good he's a good health, but if he was sick or if he was not able to move, I think it was quite difficult for any foreigner to bring your parents here in this country and to live with your family. I think these are the few things which are quite difficult for a foreigner to survive in Taiwan, while doing a business or living with a family.
And it obviously transpires when you go to one of your restaurants. You see that most of the stuff is foreign. I mean, they're not Taiwanese. You have all sorts of people. You have Indian people. You have people from all over the world. And I guess a lot of people that are willing to open a business in Taiwan are wondering, how come you've got so much foreign stuff?
I think in the beginning, I must mention again, some of the Indian community. There are Indian community here. There are nice people here. There are many foreigners here from different background. They also told me many things about Taiwan. I must mention Indian Association of Taipei, or the Indian Taipei Association, Taiwan Indians Club, or many foreigners, people who helped me in that time. And from them and also from the government, I came to know that in Taiwan right now, it's like on every 10 million of turnover, we could bring 3 foreigner chefs in our company. Right now we are having almost 27 chefs and almost 73 people in total working in all Mayur kitchens. So it did not happen in one shot. It took a lot of time and effort. As you were saying, about the people, I think in when we started our own business, I never tried to cut down the cost or try to save the money by taking shortcuts. I'm not that kind of person who believes for a short-term revenue or short-term profits. I spend all the money and I keep invested my money and my time and effort in that to grow up Mayur Kitchen as a brand, not only as a restaurant. So when we started hiring those chefs, we made it very clear that we were following all the taxation rules, all the labor department rules and regulations, and other stuffs which could lead us into a problem, or which could lead a dispute between us as a company or between the government. We try to avoid those things, and we try to use the correct methods of running business here in Taiwan, and that's very important. If you want to grow up, you have to make sure that you are correcting, like you are following the correct ways of expanding your business. Also, you have to be careful. You have to play safe between your growing business and also the rules and the regulations and the labor standards or the taxation things. I think that's very important.
So Taiwan.
Yeah, so talking about regulations and stuff like that, one of the things we brought up yesterday when we were having our pre-interview was that citizenship here is very hard to come by. Even if you are, like yourself, in a position with lots of revenue and stuff in a company, it's still pretty hard to come by.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
That is seen as a problem, right?
Yeah, I think now these days, I must mention this thing that now these days the government came up with many policies which are favorable and good for foreigners. But yeah, in like few years back, it was not like that. And yeah, it's still, I think still things are slowly moving on. But if you're talking about the APRC or the citizenship, it's quite difficult for a foreigner to get APRC or the citizenship. I think APRC is not that difficult, but the citizenship is really like for some people from Southeast Asia, and it's really difficult for them to get the citizenship, even though they are spending most of their time, their lives, and their family members, and they are creating a lot of jobs here. Like me, we are creating jobs for the local people, or also like to anyone who is in Taiwan. So I think that's really a challenging for a foreigner to, if you couldn't get those favors from the government or any other institution, it would be quite difficult. Like for example, for myself only, if I had to apply for APRC, so I really need to prepare a lot of documents. And those okay, some documents were easy, but some documents were really like it really consume your a lot of time, and you have to you have to run a lot to prepare those papers. So I imagine like if for APRC we really need to work so hard, so for citizenship, oh my God, it's really it's really a big deal. So I hope that as the government is doing a lot of things, and many things are moving in the upcoming days, it will be more easier for any foreigner to come up in Taiwan with their families and doing the business here happily.
So when we're talking about doing business in Taiwan, especially getting citizenship, it's pretty hard. For instance, if you want to get citizenship in Taiwan, you have to first relinquish your country's citizenship, unless you are have a professional reason for being in Taiwan. So that means if you are like yourself, a company owner, you might be able to get dual citizenship, but that is still, even though you're able to get it, it's still very hard to come by, right?
To be honest, I think the rules are keep coming on, and they are making some new laws, but it's very complicated. Many of the people doesn't much know about those things. As per my experience also, until now, whoever I have seen on the news or somewhere, like most of them were like old people, almost like in their 50s or 60s or more older than that. I think there are many people in Taiwan, many people, I wouldn't like to say their names, who are living here since 1 decade or 2 decades, and they are teachers, they are engineers, they are software people, they are investors, they're from education background, some business people. Even though they are student and they are living here with their family, I think there should be a criteria, should be easy way to, if someone wants to have a Taiwan citizenship, it should not like it's like you leave your own home first back and then only you could be allowed to stay in Taiwan. I think that's unfair, and also it's quite difficult for such person that it's somewhat like you leave your parents and then you will get your new parents only. I think it should not be like that. But at end of the day, I'm a very small mouth and a small person to talk about this thing. But I believe that many people, many professionals, we should discuss about it. And as the government is moving about these kind of rules and regulations, so I hope in the coming days we would see a better Taiwan where everyone could, because there is no doubt that Taiwan is one of the best country to live in. There is no doubt Taiwanese people are so nice and friendly. But also, if Taiwan wants all the foreigners to stay here and add up in the economy, add up in the jobs, add up in the status of Taiwan, I think they really need to work out hard and work fast to bring those things good. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because take for instance people who've been in Taiwan for a long time, like yourself. It may be very difficult to actually get over that.
Exactly. It's quite difficult, and almost like people usually just give up, and they just give up the idea of taking the Taiwan citizenship or even the APRC if it is that time consuming. And also if you have to give up your own identity in your country, I think that's very unfair.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's particularly harsh on U.S. citizens, because you guys have to rescind your citizenship, and there is no way of getting it back. I mean, there could be, but it's a very, very, very long process that's gonna take like a decade probably. Then to other people, you can rescind your citizenship, get a Taiwanese citizenship, and then get your original citizenship back. But that's also quite a long process. That's gonna take about 2 years. But
All right, guys. But anyway, now that we're done talking about citizenships, we have arrived at the next MIK location. Can you tell us which one is this?
This is Mayur Indian Kitchen, Minsheng East Road, MIK 2. This is one of the most primary spot, and this is one of the most busy location and busy Mayur Indian Kitchen. So, in case if you ever come here, make sure you should have you should have reservation. And this restaurant is here since 2014, I think. Yeah, almost 2014. And this restaurant has very good ambience. People talk a lot of good things about this restaurant, and I think for us it's challenging because we have a lot of I wouldn't say pressure, but I would say that we have responsibility to serve good meal, good things at a good price at such an expensive location, because here the rents are very, very high, really very high. So if you want to pick a good location in Taipei for having a restaurant or for having a office, just make sure you have to be really worried for the rent as well.
may I ask you very quickly, why is this location so busy? Does it have to do something with the...
Because this location is the corner of the Fuxing and the Minsheng East Road, and this location has many corporates office, many banks, many airlines offices, and I think that is the reason that this location is the rent are really really expensive. So that is the reason, because we have a lot of people here that because most of the people, they deal in those banks or the corporate offices or the airlines, other stuff. That's why I think we have more people here.
All right, awesome. Guys, let's get out and show you this location. All right, here we go. This is the next location. So, thank you very much for joining us today. Hold on as we show you the next location, and then we will be headed to one more location after this one. So, check it out and let's go. All right, let's take a look here. We have arrived. There we go. So, tell us a little bit about what's going on at this location.
As I said, like, this restaurant has vegetarian options and a lot of non-vegetarian option as well. And as I said, like, You could see there, it's a MRT and it's a corner of Fushing North Road and the Minching East Road. And just next to us, we have Starbucks, then we have Sherwood Hotel, and hi to Akim if he's there. So it's a good location. That's the reason that the rents are really high here, and have a lot of people coming in and out. And luckily we had, I don't know, I wouldn't say luckily, but yeah, we are doing our best to give some good cuisine, give some good food, and people are also not letting us down. They keep visiting us and they motivate us to get better and better. I think that's very important for the business.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's go inside and take a look.
And right now it's empty because we are closed here now. it's late.
So we have a special VIP access today. Wow, the decor in here is just as great as all the other places. Oh, you've already got the Christmas decorations up.
Yeah, it's November already and we are boring to do something. So now it's the Christmas decorations that I want.
So all of your locations have these open kitchens, is that right?
Yeah, because like in the open location, one good thing is you could really watch the chefs what they are doing, how clean it is, because it's very important that the kitchen must be clean, because if the kitchen is clean, the chefs and the service staff or like anyone, they feel comfortable, they feel satisfied. The guest feels comfortable and satisfied that the meal they are having, it's cooked in a perfect manner. The kitchen is clean and hygienic, and the chefs has to be. And it is not only about Mayur in kitchen. I think it is about every restaurant that the kitchen has to be clean, and the following the correct method should be used for creating any kind of dish or for cooking anything.
So you guys have some very strict policies on food handling and food safety, right?
I think that's very important for as I'm a chef, so it's very important that we must follow the correct procedure of cooking the food. And also these days everyone knows that a lot of things, a lot of disease are spreading widely in the world or also in Taiwan. So if we are using the correct methods of cooking, we are using the correct things of following my SOPs in the kitchen, it would be good for us as well, and it would be good for our customer, it would be good for the guest, it would be good for the community and for everyone, and that's very important.
All right, great. Let's go back to the car and head over to the last location here.
Yeah.
And while we're in the car, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about food safety and food handling here in Taiwan.
Sure.
All right.
Just before we go, guys, in the previous location, MIK6, we were talking about the cocktails that are quite high-end there. But here I see a very good selection of whiskeys and wines. Wines are on this side, and let's have a look at the selection of. Maybe we can show these wines, very nice wines, and maybe. So I can't obviously I cannot drink because I'm driving. And on the other side we have a very good selection of whiskey. Absolutely stunning selection. This is my favorite. Royal Salute, 21 years. Highland Park, beautiful whiskey. So guys, if you wanna come here and blow some steam off, come here because there's some very, very nice drinks.
All right, guys, we're headed back out to our vehicle to head over to the last location on our list for today. So we will be ending our chat there. So when you guys drop your questions, we'll be able to ask those questions once we arrive at the final location. So get those questions ready and let us know what you would like to know from Mayur. All right. Okay, guys. So getting back to food safety here. When we were having our chat yesterday, we spoke a lot about food safety. In particular, we spoke about plastics and rare diseases caused by food.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue right now, not only in Taiwan but everywhere in the world. That the plastic is killing us. It's killing not only human being, it's killing everyone on the planet. So we must avoid to as much as we can avoid plastic. I know that there are many things which we really need those plastic things, but I think in the especially with the food handling, we must avoid using plastic, because if we don't do such things, if we don't follow such practices, it's quite disastrous for us, for this planet. I have seen, as a chef, I've studied about this a lot, and I have finished my degree in from the hospitality school. So we learned a lot. I think not only me, average person in a house, or a housewife or a mom, everyone knows about these things, that which things are good, which things are not good. While in your food, what are the wrong habits or what are the good habits? Everyone knows about that. But sometimes what happens is that when we are young or when we have a good health, we actually avoid those things, and until we don't get sick or someone in our family don't feel like such sickness, we just really ignore those things. So as a chef, I think it's my responsibility to tell not only the Mayur Kitchen guests, also to friends and everyone in this world, that please try to use the correct methods of cooking, and it must be hygienic, and avoid plastic. Because I have seen, before I came to Taiwan, I never saw like use of plastic that much anywhere in the world. But when I came to Taiwan, I found, like, when I went to the night market, the food was packed in come on, it was like hot food packed in soup, packed in the in the plastic packets. And someone, how could, like, everyone knows about it, like, how could someone boil the soup or boil the meat or cooked it and just directly put it into the plastic bag? It's itself is carrying a lot of disease, and it's a completely wrong practice. And even though I know that many people, they love to go to night market and have, I'm not blaming night market only, it's everywhere in Taiwan, that we should not use plastic things or the plastic bags with contact with the food, which small kids or the young kids or even anyone is going to have it. It would be very bad to their health. So but I think, even though I am saying it, many people knows about it, and they still just ignore it simply, and it leads to many rare diseases. So yeah, in my family, I've got someone who's got sick, because my daughter got sick because of that. And I understand it's ironical to say, like, I'm a chef, I know a lot about the food handling habits, and I have restaurants, this and that. I could not save my own daughter to get sick of that thing, but it was really, I don't know how to explain my feelings about that. So after my daughter got sick from such disease, it really opened my eyes, and from that point of time, I started not only to myself, I started telling to other people that what are the good eating habits, what are the bad eating habits, how you could save yourself from such rare disease by using the correct ingredients, just by using the correct methods of cooking. That's it.
So when you talk about your daughter, what condition does she have exactly, or what did she have?
She had a leukemia, I think. If anyone understands, she has gone through blood cancer. Touch wood, now she's out of blood cancer. So I'm really thankful to the God, all the friends, families, and everything, that she's out of the danger thing. But still, she is struggling with some of the heart disease, because when she had leukemia, she had chemotherapy, and in the whole chemotherapy process, it almost made her very weak and her heart. Now she is in hospital, and we are hoping to have a good heart for her to get back to the real life and get back to the healthy life. But if I just go back like 3 years back, we were a happy family. We didn't have any problems. We never got sick. Even myself, I don't even remember in the last 10 years I never got sick, to be honest. I have extra pounds on me, but In Taiwan, I just use the correct methods, and I never been to any doctor here in Taiwan or anywhere in last 1 decade. So I think if we are using, that's very important. My daughter has had a very good health, and just as any other normal kid. And when we came to know about that, she went through, just doctor told us that she has leukemia, and we had no idea because no one in our family or to my wife's family, no one has had such disease before. So it was quite shocking for us to know about such condition, and we were completely in shock, like how come it happened, because we never use, I don't know, because when we tried to find out with the doctors, they were like, they had no idea. They told us many symptoms, many conditions in which a cancer actually happens, or now it's a big debate on that, like it is a cancer, how to correct it, or how to diagnose it, or how it happens. Like, I don't want to go into that, but what I know as a chef is that there are certain things, there are certain cooking methods, there are certain ingredients, there are certain food thing. If we follow them, we eat less junk food, we eat less food which has a lot of sodium inside, we drink more more fresh, or we eat more fresh things. We could save ourselves or our family or friends and everyone on the planet to have those disease, and we really could come over on that. But what happens is sometimes we just ignore those things, and such disaster happens. It happened in my family, and it just gave a shock, and it just completely changed my life. So now what happened is, like, I changed myself into a vegetarian, and I'm promoting vegetarian and the vegan cuisine in Taiwan. And sometimes I must mention Amelia, who is from Gourmet Cuisine. She tied up with us, and we go to their place. Sometimes she comes to Mayur kitchen, and we invite people. We teach them how to cook vegetarian and the vegan cuisine, and we tell them how to live healthy, and not to just get into all these kind of things, because sometimes everyone knows about it, but sometimes people just doesn't much care, So I think it's our responsibility as a good citizen and also a good human being, and I'm a chef as well, that the people I know or around me, they must have a good eating habits and a good healthy food.
All right, so that must have been hard for anybody, honestly, to go through something like that with your family. But would you have been able to, make it as far as you have in Taiwan without your family here, present and being supportive?
If I'll talk only about this thing, I think my family, my friends, many of the well-wishers, they support us, they support me, they support Mayur Kitchen, right, in the past as well, and they are still supporting us for doing all those such things. And I want that those people who really have good intentions about having a good, healthy, and simple life, and maybe it's not simple if it is we just say, like, if you want to have a good, healthy life, we could do a lot of things as a community, as a friends, and many other things. It's very important.
Well, I just want to add that I was personally affected by some diseases caused by wrong dietary habits, and I've been seeing what's going on here in Taiwan. Just want to remind you guys that the biggest cause of cancer last year was the actually wrong dietary habits, and the biggest cancer last year was the big intestine cancer, intestine as you pronounce in different parts of the world. So it is very important that you guys eat fresh, as Mayur is saying, and you stay away from plastic, because when you put some hot food or hot beverages in plastic, that has estrogen reaction with it, and it is pretty much carcinogenic. But also, Mayur, we want to ask you how many members of your family do you have? How do you, with your business?
I have a quite big family here, because it's very difficult. easy. I wouldn't say difficult. I would say it's not easy to run such a big business on my own. And Mayur Indian Kitchen is not only about Mayur. It is about those 27 chefs. It is about those 73 people who are working in Mayur Indian Kitchen. It is about my brothers. It is also about my father, who is a chef. My brothers are cooking. They are chefs. My wife, of course, my kids, my friends, all those people, whoever helped us in the past, even if they left for some reason, I always admire them, and I'm always think good about them. Doesn't matter if they are now with us or not by any reason. But I think in my such a because not only these people, there are many people who doesn't work in Mayur Kitchen and who are not staying with me. Maybe they are back in India or in Canada or in US or anywhere, but they are always been supportive and motivated, and they motivate us. They always be so kind. I really appreciate of all their efforts and all their best wishes. So if you just talk to my family, I have many people in my family is quite big.
Well, just this probably comes to interest to a lot of people and me personally. You have a big family here. A lot of people came to Taiwan from your country, but how about your wife? Is your wife Indian or Taiwanese?
No, she is Taiwanese, and yeah, she always is so supportive, and she has done a lot. Actually, to be honest, I must mention here one thing, that she was the one when I opened the Mayur Indian Kitchen. She was the one who used to cook when I was to work somewhere outside, and she was the one who helped me at that time to do all those bread makings and setup of Mayur Indian Kitchen, a lot of accounting things, and yeah, and taking care of kid is, I think, one of the most biggest task. I could not compare that thing with anything else. She took care of the kids and the family. Yeah, so I'm always thankful and always appreciate of all the things she did for us, for the family and everything. Yeah.
So I see you have two very beautiful messages here. Stay healthy, eat healthy. Family is very important.
Yes.
And is there any message that you would have for Indian or foreign society at large in Taiwan?
The message is very simple. As I said, doesn't matter is Indian, non-Indian, or anyone. We know many good things about food. We know many good things about living healthy. We know many good things about correct things. It's everywhere. It's all there on the internet. We read it every day on the Facebook or Google or Instagram. But what happens is that in our busy life, or sometimes we become mean, sometimes we become selfish or rude, or sometimes we just become stupid and just ignore them. Don't ignore those things. Eat good food, share with your family, share with your friends, share with everyone else. Trying to use the correct practices. Correct practices is everything. You don't need to cross the red light. You could eat food which is clean, which is try to avoid plastics, try to avoid create a lot of mess and trash and everything. And I think family is, of course, the most important part in your life. So stay with your family and have a happy life.
And when we spoke, we also talked about coming together as a community, and there's a gap at the moment in the foreign community here in Taiwan.
Well, actually, it happens because internet is free. Actually, it did not happen before, maybe 20 years, 30 years back. But now it's easy because the Wi-Fi is free in Taiwan. Okay, and there are many people from different part of the world. I think every country, every culture, every person on the planet, they have their own roots, they have their own culture, they have their own food, language, color, and everything. We should respect them, and we should allow them to grow up by themselves instead of trying to bully them or trying to pull and push or show ourselves that we are much bigger or someone else is more smaller. But instead of spending time on creating those mess for yourself and also for the community, I think it's very important for all of us, not only for me, Mayur in Kitchen, or for both of you or anyone. It's for everyone on this planet that we all know what is good here, we all know what is bad here. So try to use those right practices in your life, in your family, everything. Also, like for example, I just want to give one example of Holi. As an Indian community, I think many of my friends, many of the people, non-Indian or Indian people, they know we do Holi every year in Taiwan, and of course in the next year we'll do it again. So if you ever come to Holi, you would find one thing, that we use a lot of color powder there, and we just cover our face with different colors. Someone looks red, someone looks yellow, someone looks pink, someone looks green. The idea of doing Holi on such a big international platform and invite everyone. Sometimes what happens is that we enjoy our festivals and we share it with our friends, but we do not invite everyone. We don't make it international. Trying to put those things with everyone on like with every color, with every religion, and no one is big, no one is smaller. That's what the Holi teaches us, because once we play with those colors, we just are hover around with those colors, and you really could not find out who is American, who is British, or who is African, or Vietnamese, Indonesian, and you even could not find out who is poor or small, bigger. And it's like we all just covered with all those colors, and it gives us a feeling that we belongs to this world and we are one. We are human. That's more important. And I'm not saying because now I'm Mayur and I'm enjoying my life in Mayur in Kitchen. Even though when I was struggling, I had nothing on I had the same feeling that it's very important that as a community, as a good people, we should help each other, and instead of pulling legs, we should actually push each other to go higher and grow together. And once we have those kind of habits, it would help everyone to grow, and everyone grows, of course, even though it's in Taiwan or the country you belongs, that would grow, and that would grow. It will make us create a better community and create a better planet. I think that's very important for us, for everyone else.
Wow, yeah, that's a great message, guys. I personally also feel that we need to do more to come together as a community
as
here.
A community, yeah, it's very important. Doesn't matter which country are we from, what color we have, how poor or rich we are. I think there are many. The God doesn't make us different, right? So we should not follow those hard lines or those radical things or those stupid things to follow and create all those mess for us. We all know what is good and what is bad. So just follow the good things. And if something is bad, we don't need to get into that, and we don't need to drag everyone into it, right? That's very important.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We're here at the last location we want to visit today. Also, Mayur Indian Kitchen, and this is Mayur Indian Kitchen number 5. So how about we hop out of the car and we go check out Mayur Indian Kitchen number 5. And we will be taking your questions now, guys. So if you have some questions about what's going on, we are very happy to ask Mayur on your behalf. So drop us some questions for question and answer time here on Chatty Chatty Bow Bow. All right, out of the car, quick. And here we are. The final location.
See, this one I must mention. This is what we call chula. Can you show to them? This one is imported from one small village in India, and those people they are like I must also mention chilies. Manish Bhai, he helped me to bring this thing here, and this thing is really special because it's handmade. Usually what happens is we buy our things from those big corporates or those big companies who are making millions and billions, and we never ask them to cut their price or bargain with them, right? But what happens is when we go to a small morning market or buy from a poor guy, we're trying to bargain with them. So I want to show you this thing. See how amazing and how beautiful it is. You could find these things on those big corporates, online selling things. But instead of buying from them, I went to those people, and I directly bought it from them. So those people who are selling small things, they don't have money for advertisement, they don't have money to show those things which are not good for you, but they just use a lot of ad, lot of money, lot of power to cover up our minds. Stop using those useless things and give money to those who are in need, and they will give you such masterpiece. I really love this thing.
Let's check out this chair.
It's beautiful.
Wow, look how ornate that is.
Yeah, ornate, and it's obviously made, handmade out of wood. I was looking at it. There is hand painted. Look at this. Look at these patterns here. Beautiful, beautiful patterns all over the whole thing. The little bells hanging from it, and there is beautiful fabric also on this little swing here.
Yeah, so support your local businesses, guys.
Cottage industry.
Yeah, get your cottage industry a little bit of support there.
That's right, guys.
Yeah, I think every industry, every small vendor, every small business, doesn't matter they are cottage or selling vegetables or selling milk or cheese or whatsoever, even ice cream. And if it is not a food, maybe someone is making socks, clothes. We all know what we are doing. We all know how it happens in the world. So I don't want to go into detail. I think everyone understands what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, support the small businesses in your area, the local businesses, the people that really drive the economy, the small and medium-sized businesses.
This is also handmade.
Oh, wow. So where is this one from?
This one is also from a small village where there is a place called Jaipur in the north part of India, where there is a big Muslim community. They make these lights by hand, and I would like to show another set of those lights. These lights also come up from that area.
Wow, they're beautiful.
So you could see, this is not machine made. This is all like handmade things, right?
Wow.
I can buy these things easily online, and I have to pay like almost double of that. But instead of doing that, I plan myself to support those local people, those people who really need money of their good things. And not only the lights or something. Even Mayur in Kitchen right now imports all the Indian spices and the ingredients from India. And usually what happens is people go for big companies with the big names. I tried myself to get inside those small alleys and small places because those people really create good things. Yeah. But they don't have money, they don't have a lot of resources to expend themselves or show up, because I come out from a scratch. So I understood how it feels when someone pays you good for your good work. So just follow it, very simple.
Yeah, pay well for good work, guys. Let's have a seat somewhere and ask you a couple of questions. Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so I've got a few questions. Mayur is sorting out a few things for us here, but in the meantime,
You're just setting up stuff.
Yeah, guys. In the meantime, I can tell you a little story from my own personal life. I think this is turning. I was also an entrepreneur in the Philippines, quite unsuccessful really. When I was 24 years old, I moved out from London, and I moved to Philippines, and I've opened a restaurant there. And I've also followed a very similar route to Mayur, and everything in my restaurant I bought from the local producers, and I set it up beautifully. Everything was made out of bamboo, and it actually turned out not to be more expensive than things made of plastics. But why did it didn't work out at the end, and here I am in Taiwan. But let's come back to our chat. So I've got a few questions from our audience. Do you want to add anything?
No, let's get straight to the audience questions here. One question that we just saw from Sam that we've actually seen from quite a few other people online across the interwebs is, what are your goals for this Mayur Indian Kitchen and here in Taiwan? How do you see yourself over the next 10 years or so? What's happening?
I think many people ask me, many journalists ask me this question, and My friends are always curious that why we are going so fast. I think we are not going fast. What we are doing is I'm just following my heart. I'm following my things, following my mind. I am not just, of course, I'm an ambitious person. That's why we are opening many restaurants. But what I found myself when we open a restaurant, we create a lot of jobs when we open a restaurant. Doesn't matter is Indian or non-Indian people. We create a lot of jobs. We create a lot of money. We create a lot of things. A lot of things like, for example, who own this place, he will get the rent. We will give jobs to the people. Those people who are coming and eating here, they are getting, at least I am satisfied that they are getting fresh food, which is good for their body. And when they are having it, they are not going to have some disease. Yeah, it could, of course, we are a restaurant, we could do mistake as well. There are people who doesn't like our food. Food could be spicy, food could be salty, could be more oily, less oily. It could be anything. But one thing is true that when they are having meal here, they will not get sick. The spices we are using, the cooking methods we are using, it will always help them to fight the disease. You know, that's very important. Doesn't matter they like the taste or not, because everybody has different tongue, so I don't complain about it. And also for the next 10-15 years, I don't have any plan. Like when I came to Taiwan, I never thought that I would have 7 restaurants after 7 years. It just happened that I thought that I should give a try into a business because I think about creating good meal, and many people, actually not only the Taiwanese people but the Taiwanese media at that time, many media houses including Apple, TVBS, Vanessa if she is watching, there are some journalists who left already Taiwan and they are somewhere else. I think they really support me that time a lot, not because I was Mayur, because the dishes I was cooking they were fresh. They thought that the taste was really good, so it helped me, and they motivate me to go for a restaurant. And then I went, when I opened my first restaurant, it was really good. I mean, like everyone in the community, the Indian community, the foreign community, the Taiwanese people, the journalists, media houses, everyone appreciated that. But the issue was with that location is it was on the pavement of the Keelung Road, and it was an open area. There was no like air condition or that kind of fancy things. So it was a very basic kind of takeaway shop. And then they told me like, okay, you should go for the next one. Then I went for the next one. And then, in the movie of Spider-Man, we saw that responsibility comes with power, right?
Exactly.
So when I had more money and I had more power, I understood that now the responsibility is also coming on me, that we have to serve community. People think that, okay, we are expanding like a hell and having a restaurant. But on my side, when I see it, I see that we are creating a lot of jobs, we are creating a lot of business, we are giving the good meal. Yeah, I would be ashamed if I'm giving something which is leading people to a bad thing, you know. So I think we are, in the next 10-15 years, I don't have any plan. Just as like I never had a plan until now here. We will be keep going on. If we get some chance, people keep motivate us, and we will be keep going on. Doesn't matter, it would be Mayur 15 or Mayur 20 or whatever it is. Yeah, like that.
So the goal is just to keep growing and keep expanding, guys, and just to do well and to do good for the community here. So
that's a very important message here, right here. Do something very very good for community and for society as a whole. Do good things for the economy, serve the economy and serve the society, and give them good food, and make sure that they are eating healthy. And if you guys want to open a business, this is also very important. And a lot of very successful entrepreneurs, this is what they do. They don't want to earn a quick buck. They want to do something good for humanity. Like, for example, look at Elon Musk. He wants to be a very good guy for humanity, and how successful he is.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, do we have another question there from the audience?
We do. There's another question. The question is, how do you see yourself in 15 years from now on?
But we've already asked that question. We just asked that question.
Okay,
That was the question we just asked.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so there's a little bit of a complaint. How does the selection of beef or pork dishes affect your menu choices?
As I said, like India is not only about Hindu, not only about Muslims. India is itself, it's a combination of many different people who has many different languages, who looks very different, who thinks very different, who has very different color, you could say, languages, you could say, eating habits, of course. So as an Indian, I think I should not only take care about the Hindu and the Muslims only, but also the everything what we have in our country, which represents our country. I'm fine to bring those things here. So the pork or the beef or anything that also counts here. Yeah. Now the another things come out is like if we are killing animals, of course no one wants to kill animal, right? As myself, if I kill animal, okay, I shame myself. But see, I have changed myself from a meat eater to a vegetarian, and as a chef, sometimes I have to taste meat, but it doesn't mean that I just go out and kill more animals. So people could eat whatever they want, but there is a correct procedure of killing animals also. There is a correct way of eating those things also. So if we are following that, I think that is also fine, because cruelty is, and killing animals by cruelty is a different thing. You cannot justify by eating meat that, oh, okay, we are eating meat and whatsoever or whatever, we don't care. We should care about it, I think. Yeah.
And there is another question I've got here. You made the lifestyle change to become a vegetarian, but you just said that you don't. But but you're mostly trying to eat vegetarian food nowadays, right? Is that correct?
I think I must mention one thing here, not only about me. I think everyone in our company, all the chefs, they eat 2 meals vegetarian. They hardly eat meats, and they eat a lot of, and because also like we have a lot of vegetarian options in our restaurant, and in India we make a lot of, I think everyone in the house, those people who are meat eater, they also make at least 2 meals vegetarian every day. So it saves a lot of life. I'm not saying to stop eating meat, at least you could reduce it. So when it's all a game of demand and supply, right? When there is a demand, there is a supply. If you don't go to a butcher house, to a butcher shop, he wouldn't kill anyone, right? So you don't blame the butcher, blame yourself. So if you are having 2 vegetarian meal in a day, and just one time meat, or maybe meat on only some particular days, so it also could help a butcher not to kill them with cruelty. That's where that is also, you could if you want to justify, if you want to do good things, there are many ways to do good things. But if you want to keep argue about those things, you could stretch it like a rubber.
Yeah. And the question following that is, how did this change your lifestyle? How did this affect your lifestyle?
I wouldn't recommend that someone in your family should get cancer and then you change your lifestyle. Okay, so it happened with me that my daughter got sick, and when I trying to find out things on the internet that what went wrong, that no one in our family had such a rare disease like cancer, and how it happened. So I came to know that many of the things are related to the food. And because I'm also now half of Taiwanese, and my family is, of course, so we did not much care about those things in the past. And she also used to eat meat, and we use plastic things, and sometimes just pick up from a small like night market stuff or something. I'm not here when I'm mentioning night market. I'm not saying that night markets are bad. They are not bad. It's sometimes we don't see that the way they are using are not correct, and if we tell them, or if we say them our things, they would improve for sure. It could be a restaurant, it could be any big food joint only. I'm not targeting night market or small vendors only. It could happen anywhere, those people who are not taking care of while they are handling the food. So I believe that no one should have a situation like I have in my family. Before you get sick, or anyone else in your family, just trying to use the right things in your life, and I hope touch wood, no one would have ever that, not even my enemy would have that situation in their family.
Question from your wife.
Yeah.
What are the restaurants with buffets? Which restaurants have buffets? Because she's interested in going out.
Okay, here people loves to eat all you can eat. So
Yes.
as I said earlier, that all the Mayurs we do concept, we do themes. So the MIK4 location, which is on the Tongwa Street, that's the only Mayuran kitchen where you could find out buffet, all you can eat on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's $450 only. You could have a big salad bar. You could have fresh drinks. We don't sell soft drinks or any drink which has like gas inside. We make fresh drinks.
Yeah.
We give yogurt, we give juices, we even is lemon juice or whatever it is, it's fresh. And you could have vegetarian curries, you could have non-vegetarian food, you could have breads, many things in all you can eat buffet. Yeah,
That's Mayur 4.
that's Mayur 4
That's
on
Mayur.
Tonga Street. Yeah.
Mayur 4, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys don't forget sodas that he just mentioned about have been proven to be carcinogenic, and as much as 20% of cancer worldwide has been caused by sodas. So you want to avoid that. And talking about the concepts of restaurants, every restaurant has got a different theme. There is a viewer that is asking you about
What's your concept for the next Mayur?
exactly.
To be honest, I don't think much about, when I open a new restaurant, I don't think much about the next Mayur, because it takes me almost 3 to 6 months for setting up the fun Mayur, and I am not complimenting myself, but each of the Mayuran kitchen is I designed by myself and my team. It's not that we are saving money with the designer. We are doing it because it helps us to develop our mind and our skills. And we could paint, we could cut, we could draw, we could cook. So it helps us as a person to develop our mind and our skills. So I think everyone should do that. I'm not saying that you just do yoga only. That's the only way to make you happy. I think if you follow your dreams, because what happens is now it's a trend. People think that those people who are doing yoga on a mat in a good like fit, and they are classy people or modern people, or a lot of people use Instagrams, and I don't want to complain them. Of course you should do it, it's very good for your body, but just don't show off only. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow things which makes you happy. It could be anything. So opening a restaurant and doing good business and giving jobs makes me happy, makes me satisfied. So I just follow it, and when I open any branch of Mayur, I don't think about the next one. But this is also true when it comes in my mind, when a new concept or new things or a new place, a location comes in my mind and struck, and I just go for it. Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much for talking to us today. There seem to be no more questions here talking about anything in particular that we haven't already covered. So we would just like to take this moment to show off your restaurant quickly and then say goodbye to the audience. What do you
But
think?
we have food coming on.
There's
Maybe
food
you want
coming.
Oh, you want to?
There's
Okay,
food coming
there's
that
some
we
food. Sorry, guys. I jumped the gun there. Definitely, we've got some food coming. We're going to be eating some delicious food. Maybe we can go and check out how they're making it. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we're going to go see how they make the food over here. So, again, this is another open kitchen where the kitchen is open for anybody to look. You can come and see, and we're going to go walk behind and check out what's going on. So here we go. We got our tandoori. This is a tandoori oven, right?
Yep.
Another tandoori oven right here, guys. So every location has one of these tandoori ovens.
Yes. Almost all the locations has tandoori ovens and has an open kitchen, because you can even see on the side this all is open, and
Yeah.
that's how we do that. If you are standing here in the kitchen, you can see the whole restaurant outside. See?
Yeah.
And if someone is standing in the restaurant, they could see the whole kitchen inside. How we are cooking, what things we are cooking, and how is the condition of the kitchen, how's the condition of the chefs. I think it speaks a lot. And not only the guests, I think it gives the confidence to the chefs also when they are clean and the habits, their cooking habits are good. It gives a motivation, it gives a feeling of proud as a chef to all the chefs, not only me, not only the Indian chefs, everyone. Everyone, none of the chefs wants to make bad food. Everyone wants to make good food, but what happens is sometimes we get lazy and we start doing the shortcuts. We start using the wrong practices while we are cooking. So my message to everyone, please don't do that. And I think it would be good for you, good for chefs, good for everyone if we are following this kind of behavior in our or the lifestyle while we are living our life or cooking our food.
Oh, that's awesome. So look, you can come and stand outside of the kitchen and you can look in and see everything they're doing. So it's full transparency, guys. There, if you want to make sure that your food is clean and that the chefs are doing a good job, Mayur here has got you covered. Look at that.
So here's the food.
So let's take a look. Wow, that looks amazing. How does that look to you?
Oh, it looks beautiful, absolutely amazing. I can't wait to dig into that. These are apparently some very, very spicy chilies, so we're gonna have a bit of a challenge going on here, and we're gonna see if we can handle that.
Oh, we're gonna have a chili challenge, my friends.
So, guys, yeah,
We've got to.
And we have ambulance outside as well after the meal. It's really damn spicy.
Oh man, I bet I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. Wow, look at this amazing food. Oh, looks awesome. And look at our chefs back there. Anyway, before we get to the food, we have one more viewer question here. What types of skills is your team missing and what are you looking to fill? And what motivates you to go to work every day?
I think I'm more than 100 kg. That motivates me to work every day. Because if I sit at the home, I think I would be looks like a football. So I have to work every day. And also, as I said, all the principles what I was talking about, if I myself don't follow those things, I couldn't lead example to my team to follow those things. So it's very important that I keep my eye on people, that they are not becoming lazy, that everything is in the proper, we are following all the SOPs. Yes, about the skills, team missing, we are missing a lot of people in our team, and we will keep adding on. If you are asking me about now, who we going to hire, what kind of skill, what kind of chefs, I couldn't say now because as I said that we just opened a new restaurant in Jubei 3 months back, and right now I'm working on that restaurant, and it would take me another 3 months. And after the 6th month, actually, then I would think about that what else we want to bring from India to Taiwan, and then we will post about that, and you can see that on Mayur in Kitchen Facebook page or on the websites. Thank you.
Oh, wow. So if you guys are looking for opportunities to get hired, you should go and check out the Mayur in Indian Kitchen website. It looks like the food has already been taken to the table. All right, let's go try out some of this amazing food we've got over here at Mayur Indian Kitchen. This is number 5, is that right?
Yeah, it's number 5 location in that area.
Wow, look at that spread.
This is like one of this is so nicely served as one of those French meals. How do you call those French served meals? Like they're not
Cordon bleu?
no cordon.
No.
I don't know.
This style of serving. This is very, very stylish. This is beautifully served.
Wow, look at that.
Look at these onion rings. Not fried onion rings. Beautiful, nice, fresh onion rings. Okay, let's dig into them. So,
Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit about what we're having here? They look very challenging.
I understand, like you guys, this is the meat. And this is the lamb.
Okay.
It's a lamb shank.
Oh, lamb shank, wow.
Yeah. And here is the chicken. This is, I think this is also chicken curry. could have this one.
Alright, gonna serve you,
And
mate.
I'm going to eat cheese.
Oh, that's cheese.
Yes.
That's the paneer, right?
Paneer, yes. And we make our cottage cheese by ourselves.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
The curries and everything we make by our... Actually, yeah, one thing I want to mention here. I think it's not only about Mayur Kitchen, it is about all the Indian restaurants here in Taiwan or in the world. We grind our spices by ourselves. We grind our curries by ourselves. We don't buy any curry from outside because all of the Indian chefs, it doesn't matter it's Mayur Kitchen or any kitchen, we love to cook, grind those curries with herbs, with a lot of garlic, onion, tomatoes, a lot of spices inside, cilantro and butter, ghee, and that's the reason of that Indian food is so delicious and fresh.
Okay, so far so good. It's not as spicy as I thought it would be. It's probably...
If you want more spicy, I can.
no, thank you.
Let's see.
Okay, here is a big naan.
Wow, that's delicious.
Maybe half of you. And
Oh, thank you.
for you.
Thank you so much.
I'm just going to have the two pieces.
Okay, guys, so if you maybe have any questions to ask, this is a very good time to ask us because we're taking a little bit of guard.
We've got a question here. As a photographer, I would like to take pictures of that. There we go. Why did you make Mayur Indian Kitchen number 3 pure veg?
I see that if you notice these days, many people are understood what I'm talking about, and many people are start using those things that they stop eating meat or they start avoiding meat, eating less meat, and they become getting vegetarian and vegan because many things, including the scientists, the media, or everyone is now we are on the alarming rate. Everyone knows about that if we don't change our eating habits, if we don't change ourselves, this world is going to end soon. So I thought that if I keep focusing on meat and just to make money and push it more, I think I should do something at least for vegetarian and the vegan as well, and give them something interesting. Because what happens in Taiwan with the vegetarian food is most of the vegetarian food in Taiwan is the steamed or the deep fried one. But in India we have a lot of variety because we have lot of lentils, legumes, a lot of flour, which gives us a lot of variety to make vegetarian food more interesting. So that's why I made it vegetarian and vegan restaurants, so people could come over and they can try many different kind of vegetarian food. Spicy?
Yeah.
So let's tell the audience what is this one?
This is, I think, one of the famous Indian dish, chicken tikka masala.
Chicken tikka masala, that's
Yeah.
what it's called, yeah.
Tikka masala right here. It's delicious. It's amazing. I love it. And what's this dish right here?
This is lamb Rogan Josh. It's a Kashmiri dish with lamb and onion, tomatoes cooked together with spices.
And this one here?
And this one?
This one is paneer makhni. It's a cottage cheese, fresh cottage cheese with tomato and butter, onion, cream, and fenugreek leaves, cumin seeds. It's all fresh.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm going to try some of this paneer. Indian food is my favorite food in the whole world. I have to tell you. And your restaurants have been a haven of great food for me over
Thank
the
you very much.
past
Thank you very
couple
much.
of years. I'm
That's what he's saying is his own review. It's not paid.
exactly. Not paid, guys. Not sponsored.
We're not sponsored.
I'm being serious when I say I go to the MIK3 where we picked you up today. I go there quite often. I love to eat the food there. It's vegetarian only.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think many people they send me personal messages,
Yeah.
including Indians and non-Indian people as well, and they appreciate that our efforts. And also some people sometimes they complain, and I think there is no issue to have complaint. It makes us better.
Yeah, of course.
We feel good when people tell us where we are lacking for, and then we're trying to fix those things. And I'm really grateful that we have such a nice people around who try to suggest us, complain about us, and help us to fix things. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's always a little bit of constructive criticism.
Yeah,
is always
criticism
welcome.
is good, yes.
Yeah. And how about this last one over here that's presented so beautifully?
This is simple chicken tikka. It's nothing so like science, rocket science. It's simple chicken cooked in the tandoori oven on the charcoal.
Yummy, yummy.
And you were saying like we have a lot of family, right? He's my cousin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. This is your cousin. Say hi, guys. We were just talking earlier about how Mayur has lots of family working in
No, just
in
put that on.
Mayur Indian kitchen. So,
This is his cousin.
He's my cousin.
so let's ask you a quick question.
Yes.
How's it like working for Mayur over here?
It's so very nice. It's a great chef. He's according to Taiwan. He's a great name in Taiwan, and I love this. The way he works and the way he teaches, it's a great way. If he teaches, we learn. We go anywhere in the world. We can't explain you that we know that everything about now Indian food.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
No, I think even though he's my cousin, in the beginning when he came to Taiwan, I was very super rude to him, and I was very rude to him, and because he was very young. Now he's already here since 2.5, 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. So in the beginning, I was very rude to him just like any chef in the beginning. So yeah, but he's a good guy and a good chef and a good learner. Yeah.
We've got a question over here. I was eat before at so many restaurants. I don't like South Indian food, but I was eating at MIK. That South Indian food was amazing, and I think you have a South Indian chef. Is that right?
Yeah, as I said that we do concepts. So when we tried to do the vegetarian one, we thought that why don't we just mix up, because we have a lot of vegetarian options in the South India as well. Because South India has a rice as a staple food. If you compare it with Taiwan, Taiwan also has a rice as a staple food and people love rice. So we bring the South Indian chef who makes things made of rice instead of flour, instead of other things. So that chef is from the South India, from Chennai, and he is master in doing South Indian dishes. And that's why that if you go to the MIK3 locations, you could have a big long menu which no one else has in Taiwan. We have such a big menu for South Indian dishes. I think those people who understand South Indian food, because there is one good thing about South Indian food is like we don't have cream or butter or such things in South Indian food. The South Indian food is simply fresh food with a lot of spices and herbs. There is no cream, no butter. So it's again healthy, and you're not going to get fat if you eat a lot of South Indian food as well. Yeah.
Wow, guys, I have to say that I am very, very impressed with the food I am eating right here, right now.
So am I.
But I'm always impressed with Mayur Indian kitchen food. So, I think if there aren't any other questions, then maybe we're going to sign off in a bit. But let's first give you guys a quick rundown of what has happened here today. So first off, we went to Mayur Indian Kitchen number 3, right?
Yep.
And then we went over to Mayur Indian Kitchen number 6, just to show this is the nightlife concept. So it's open until 12. You can get a late night meal. You can get a couple of cocktails with Indian spices and the like there. And then after that, we went over to Mayur Indian Kitchen number
2 on Minchang East Road. Yeah.
So each number is supposed to represent when you started them? Or
No,
they
yeah,
have
when I
different-
started them, and also like again it is for foreigners. For Taiwanese people, usually they call Mayo Indu Chufang,
Yeah.
and then Chilongru or Daz or Minsang Donglu or Shingsan Peru. But foreigners doesn't know about Shingsan Peru. Where is Shingsan Peru? Where is Minsang Donglu? So if in the beginning when we had 3 or 4 locations, people got confused. Like someone is waiting at MIK3, but someone is waiting at MIK2.
Yeah.
Because Minshang and Shinsang, they cannot find out much difference.
Oh, yeah,
right?
they sound
So then,
sad.
okay, we give an idea, okay, like MIK2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's easy for foreigners to locate and
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
It is actually. Yeah, it helped me a lot as well.
Yeah, that has helped me a lot. I tell you
finding
guys,
it for
that's a
Google Maps.
that's a real genius idea
It
right
is.
there. All right. So and then lastly, we've ended up now here at MIK 5.
Yeah, this is in Darji, this is MIK5. Yeah.
This is MIK 5.
Darji, not far from Neho, guys. If you're interested, come here. It's not far from Neho and not far from Yuanshan Hotel. There's a Grand Hotel.
Yeah, guys. So let's wrap up our interview here today. Give you guys one more look at the food we've got. We've got our, sorry, what's this one again?
Chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka right here.
Yep.
And we've got
The lamb Rogan Josh.
lamb Rogan Josh.
Yep. And then chicken tikka masala.
Chicken tikka masala over here.
And paneer.
And here over there.
And then the paneer.
And then the naan.
And then the naan, yeah.
And the rice.
And of course,
And beautiful,
Rice,
beautiful Indian
beautiful.
rice, guys. It's
Yeah.
the rice that I prefer way more to
Is the basmati
long
rice.
grain basmati
low
rice.
grain
Yeah.
rice. Yeah, basmati rice.
And over here we've got our amazing chef. Did you make these foods?
Yes.
Yeah. You made all of it, right?
I make this one chicken tikka for you and garlic naan.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I have one question about the kitchen here for you. How's it like using a real tandoori oven? Have you worked at another restaurant in Taiwan or only Mayur Indian?
No, actually I work in only in a Mayur Indian kitchen, but before I work in the Middle East 3 years in a tandoor. So I will tell you the temperature of tandoor is 365 Fahrenheit. So it's very hot. If you want to try, you can go inside. Our tandoor is still right on the right temperature. So it's very hot. When you make the bread inside the tandoor, so you see that you don't have hair here. So it's all burnt. In this hand you can see have hair. But it's very hot, so your all hair should be burnt.
So you get your hair singed a lot, is that right?
You know, every tandoor chef, you see the hands, they don't have hair because the temperature of tandoor is very high. It's 365 Fahrenheit. So it's very hot. Everybody can't work on the tandoor. That's why all over the world, Indian chefs are demanded right now.
Thank you very much for giving us a little insight on the tandoor oven. And thank you so much for taking us to all of your locations and providing us with this amazing...
It's my pleasure to be on Taiwan Observer. I'm really thankful to you, both of you guys.
Yeah,
and,
sure. Our pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We are very thankful to have you on our show. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us today. And thank you guys out there for watching the show today. We really appreciate every single one of you guys who left a question, who have been sharing and promoting Mayur Indian Kitchen here. And thank you so much for...
Viewership.
Yeah.
For the viewership, and I hope you guys, we're going to catch you next time on our next broadcast. We're still not giving out all the details, but that's going to be a different kind of a broadcast, and we're going to talk to a different ethnicity.
Yeah, yeah. Next time we will be talking to our Filipino fashion designer, Mr. Mario Sebaldea. Well, we've given him many times already, so thank you guys. We'll see you again on the next episode.
All right.
Chatty, chatty, bow, bow.
Taiwan Observer.
Out.
Out.